You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White sports supporters. Well, I can't sit here and say that this just shocks me, but the hypocriticalness of it all is just, it's baffling, but it's to be expected at this point. So Sheryl Swoopes is at it again. And by at it again, I mean she's running her mouth. This time she's coming after Sophie Cunningham. We all know Sophie Cunningham sent a pretty loud message. By the way, a message that wouldn't have been needed had the WNBA referees done their job during that Connecticut Sun-Indiana Fever game, instead of just being like, nah, nothing to see here. We'll just let everybody that assaulted Caitlin Clark just stay in this game. No problem. I mean, seriously. And then later come out and say, well, Marina's foul was a flagrant too. It's a little late 3 days later. Save that shit, because you don't help your case in that instance. Everybody's going to crush the refs, and I'm going to be honest. A lot of fans like myself have been waiting for some Indiana Fever teammate to step up and have the superstars back. Just like they used to do with Michael Jordan. Players on the Bulls would send that message. No, you don't mess with the king. You don't. When Gretzky played hockey, they had people on the team that sent messages. You don't mess with the king. All right? And by and large, that hadn't happened until the other night when Sophie Cunningham gave J.C. Sheldon the Steven Seagal Aikido move at the end of the game. And everybody lost their minds. Now, keep in mind, this is Sheryl Swoopes hating ass, lovingly hugging Angel Reese. And the reason I'm showing this is because Angel Reese gave Caitlin Clark the clothesline from hell last year. Angel Reese celebrated Kennedy Carter's slam in to Caitlin Clark. All right? Angel Reese racially shaded Caitlin Clark earlier in the year in a social media post, talking about she was too scared to fight. Angel Reese went after Caitlin Clark. Sheryl Swoopes just fine with all that. I'll give you two guesses as to why, but I'm willing to bet you only need one. Oh, you only need one. So, it does not surprise me that Sheryl Swoopes has a take, let me keep it real, about a white player being dirty now. It's not surprising. She's right in with the group that wanted to get, let's be honest. Her mindset is right in with those retards that were trying to get Sophie Cunningham banned from the WNBA because somebody had the unmitigated gall to step up for Caitlin Clark. I haven't seen a whole lot of calls for bans and this and that and the other on these other players. Them people were quiet during that. But when it came to Sophie Cunningham, they jumped up and ran and launched a petition that nobody signed. 303 signatures, last I checked. So, here we go, folks. Sheryl Swoopes. God almighty. We thought we were going to be rid of Sheryl Swoopes this year, right? I guess not. So, some have praised, this is a SI, I think it's Grant Young on this one. Yep. Perhaps the most polarizing activity come from this game was when Fever star Sophie Cunningham threw Sun guard J.C. Sheldon to the ground in the fourth quarter, which was seemingly a retaliation for Sheldon poking Caitlin Clark in the eye 1 quarter prior. Some have praised Cunningham for sticking up for the star player in this way. At the time, others have been critical of her taking, quote, an enforcer role too seriously and potentially putting Sheldon at risk of injury. What was Sheldon doing with Caitlin Clark, poking her in the eye? She put her career at risk and then laughed about it. It's funny. That gets lost in translation, does it not? The WNBA legend, Sheryl Swoopes, I'm using that entire phrase loosely. Sheryl Swoopes took the latter stance during, that doesn't shock me, during her June 24th episode of the Women's Hoop Show. Quote, I'm not making any excuses for Sophie's foul at the end on JC at all. I do agree that she did that because the refs were allowing that to happen the entire game. But that last play, Sophie, she didn't go for the ball at all. At all. What are you doing? ? Swoopes said. And so when I say there's a difference between being physical and being dirty, that to me was a dirty play. Of course it was. That wasn't a physical play. It was a dirty play. You grabbed her around the neck and you took her down. I don't think she grabbed her around the neck. It was more like around the shoulder, upper back, and she just kind of did a Olay thing. And people will say, well, that's why they brought Sophie to Indiana. They brought Sophie to be the enforcer. Well, what was she enforcing in that moment? I don't know. That last statement, well, what was she enforcing in that moment? I don't know. End quote. For her to say that is being intentionally ignorant and naive. She knew damn good and well the referees didn't police the game, so Sophie Cunningham policed it. Finally, somebody policed it on behalf of the Indiana Fever. And now you see how fast the old guard is worked up about it. They don't like seeing it the other way around. I mean, what can you say? Sheryl Swoopes, this is not shocking coming from her. It's not. I think it's to be expected. At this point, you could create a handbook on what to expect from Sheryl Swoopes. It's ignorant. She knows damn good and well what Sophie was doing. Sending a message to not only those two players on the Sun, but to other players in the league. Don't keep thinking you're going to get away with this shit, because you're not. There's something coming back. The Fever had been largely benign and non-retaliatory. Well, they're fed up with that. They're fed up with all this. And, we still don't know if Caitlin Clark is healthy. We still don't know if something came out of that slammed. She had just come back from a quad injury when Marina slammed into the side of her. We haven't talked about that part enough. Could she be hurt because of that right now? Things hadn't been the same since. Let's be real. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.